All right, guys. So something I do, I don't know if this is popular. I haven't done a lot of research. I just know the way my mind works and how I really funnel ideas during a job. So when I'm at a job, I know exactly what I'm walking into beforehand. I do a couple hours of preparation. When I'm doing a wedding, a sweet 16, a bar mitzvah, anything with a lot of formalities, those clients get their own playlists. I have wedding playlists for sweet 16s. And guess what? When you are as dopey as I am and forget the order of formalities, you have them numbered one right after another. So Carly and Mike, I'm
That's
sorry.
gold though, Vin. That's gold.
It keeps it's idiot proof. So God forbid, and I'm robbing this from Nick Spinelli, but what if I die at a job?
Right.
Can someone jump in and do this? On my computer, yes, someone can, because the ceremony music is in order for exactly what they wanted. You have the bridal party's processional song, you have your bride's processional song, and then the recessional song right there. And I have hot cues set for all of them. I do the same with intros. I do the same with my first dance, father-daughter, mother-son. Any other formalities they might throw in, some blessings, like they want to come out to some music for the blessing, maybe something religious. A last song of the night sometimes they want. I'll hit all of those. For sweet 16s, intros, father-daughter, all their requests I have labeled and by the genre, just to keep it where I don't have to think about those things. I get to focus more so on making sure the entire party just rocks. Because the formalities, we all know, are the most important parts and the easiest to screw up if you're not organized. So I want to take the thinking out of that and just make sure I'm focused on the dance sets and focusing on what I really, really can control.
I'm gonna cut you off real fast because you mentioned preparation, and I think that's super, super important because whether it's a wedding, which we've been in the scenario where my computer was acting up and I had to DJ off of Vin's laptop. I was the DJ, he was the MC, and he had every single formality on his computer ready to go.
Right.
And we were able to do the wedding. So when he talks about preparation, man, he is prepped. And that even goes to like a nightlife too. Like if you are playing at a spot for the first time or whatever, reach out, ask the bartenders, ask managers, like prep your music.
Yeah, what's the vibe in there? What's everybody?
Yeah, right.
Don't just go in blind and just say, I'll have it. Like actually go into a night, take the hour or two that it takes, and actually mentally prepare yourself for what you may have to play.
Right.
You said that so perfect. And the reason anyone after repetition could sit there and mix two songs together. It does not take a lot of smarts, energy. It doesn't take a lot. It's really what you devote in your preparation in anything in life. I don't know if you guys see it with other aspects of your life. Whatever you put the most time and energy into, you're more than likely going to do well. Yeah. And that's really what we obviously all excel in the entertainment space. So with DJing, the only reason why, and I promise you, this is the only reason why I am where I am today, DJ-wise, is because I'm organized. I am not the number one DJ in the world. I am not the number one MC in the world. It's because I guarantee a product because I will prepare and do whatever it takes to make sure I deliver a consistent product every single job. And you guys are the same way. It's just some people just have a natural talent, but that's not enough. You have to make sure that you're bringing a consistent product, and that's what really the clients are paying for. To dive back in, preparation is where I am the most anal. Kerry sees me on countless like Wednesdays, Thursdays before big jobs, and I'm just tearing through my computer just to make sure that I have everything right just in case. And that wedding Chris was talking about, I sat there and I was like, I know I don't need to do this because Chris is prepared. But then you have a freak accident like that happen and you're like, you know what? Thank God I did. And now I will make sure that I always do that just in case. You just never know. Yeah, then you have meatballs like Chris who jump on my computer, so I want to make sure that I want to put his music on here too when he hops on, because again, all of us, we're all friends, we're all family. We want to make sure that we're supporting each other. So we'll come out. Chris will come out on a given night and be like, dude, let me hop on the set real quick. Boom. I got his music ready to go right here.
Somewhere out there, Josh Christie is very salty right now.
Why? Because I robbed your music?
Because you have my music, yeah.
Bro, that's the only reason why I have your own playlist here. I'm like, all right, what we can't play? What we can't play? So, yeah, you have some of your boys' sets on here. You just want to make sure that you have a little bit for everything. And then I dive into, like, my style. And I have, obviously, my own folder for me and what I like to do and how I would organize things just in a given night. So this is more for your on-the-fly, I don't know what to play type of organization. I like to do genre first in the title and then the decade. So my brain usually goes from I want to make sure that, okay, they like hip-hop. I want to make sure that I look for what generation of hip-hop I feel the crowd is like. I don't usually determine the age right away until I see a reaction. The genre usually comes faster to me, so I make sure that I label it hip-hop or dance or house or rock, alternative. So you'll see here in my crates, I'll have dance, decades. Then I'll have hip-hop, decades, or specific type of parties, house, big room, like if I'm talking festivals or I'm doing like bigger clubs, some brunch vibes, more groovy stuff, classics, deep future. Like these are like your graded the top plays you're gonna play playlists of each style or genre or subgenre. And then I know which ones I'll be like, all right, look, I need some hype shit right now. So I'll go, all right, this is a hype set. This is my hype set right here. These are some tracks I love to use. Clean, dirty, because sometimes I like to use the hype stuff for like a wedding, but I'm like, all right, Missy Elliott says the D word like 15 times. I don't think I could drop that at a mitzvah.
15 in 15 seconds.
Yeah, right, bro, you just can't do it. I'll make sure certain playlists I keep clean versus dirty. Like hip hop, most tracks are dirty, but the kids love hearing that. But the adults don't want to hear or see their kids hearing those tracks at a bar mitzvah. So you want to have a clean playlist also. I like to customize my playlist to make sure that I understand, like to cater it to me. A lot of people, they try to have like, what's the secret sauce to keeping a really neat playlist or a really neat crate list? Your crate, it depends how you think in quick, fast moments. Yep. A lot of kids, they're thinking, all right, look, they look a little older. Let me play some 90s stuff. And older is now you, me, Jordan.
Yep.
So
I love the 90s, bro. That would be right up my alley.
Bring them. Actually, Chris, while I'm doing all this, pull up a picture of Jordan's last mix. I think we have this high school picture in there. You got to see that. But yeah, so like they'll organize it by year first and then genre. Right. Where me, I always think genre first and then year. Usually, if you're a hip hop fan, you're a hip hop fan your whole life. Right. Usually, if you're a dance fan, you're a dance fan your whole life. It's how it works. Myself, I dabble a little bit in everything, so I just know I like each genre, and the decades work. It's just that order somehow sits well with me. Sometimes you'll get movie soundtracks that are really popular during a generation. I have movie soundtracks in here. This is actually something I've been working on recently. I'm going to start putting. I'm talking like the last 2 weeks. But I'm working on some of that stuff. I had a period of time or a couple parties where they had like the top 10 NYC Underground tracks, some stuff you play for years, some stuff you play for some older crowds. Like it's just organization is key when it comes down to this stuff.
You mentioned it earlier. Like it really, I mean, this is all great and it worked for us. But great management starts with your personal preference.
Yeah, the way your brain works. I totally agree.
It's 100% that. These are guidelines, these are steps and tools that you could take away. But if you don't think, if you're not able to recognize your own crates, you're going to have
a hard time.
A terrible time DJing.
Really customize it to the way your mind works. And I can't tell you enough. Like a guy like Jordan, like I don't think like Jordan. I can't. That man has a music library. He could think of the exact song he wants in the exact minute. I don't think that way. I know I'm like, shit, man, I need to really think about like what type of genre I'm going to need to get me to the decade that person came up with that track. And then Biggie Smalls' Juicy pops up. I knew I wanted to play that. Boom.
Right.
It leads me in that direction. So it has to follow your thought process. And that's really what gets me through hard times and gigs, because we all been there where we're like, they're rocking. They are loving the old school hip hop. But I know if I play 2 more songs like this, they're going to be tired of it. So you have to dig into the artist that they enjoyed in your hip hop set and try to transition that to another type of set, or just to keep the party going. Like, so it's crucial to customize this to the way you're thinking. Yeah. And then for some people, like I know I use my crates to show clients. So they'll be like, oh, what are some really good montage songs? I want a special moment with my son. I'll throw some things in here when I just have ideas, random ideas. Or they're like, oh, what's like a really good slow song? Here's some slow songs for you. Always have those ready to go. I know I'm contradicting myself, but I do, just in case I have a senior moment, a wedding playlist. That's my just in case.
I mean, this is so next level too. Like Vin, this could even be used as a sales pitch. Like for all you guys out there, if my Serato looked like this, and just looking at yours, I would have this thing up during sales meetings all day. Like, and when they're like, so what separates you from the DJ up the block? I'd show them a little bit of this and say, here's a wedding playlist. Here's some stuff we could do for cocktail hour. Like, just showing them how detail oriented your music is going to show them that that's going to carry over to their day.
Right. It gives you that kind of credibility where they might not know you from a hole in the wall. They didn't come from a referral. They saw one of your ads online, and they're really trying to get to know you. Something like this will show them how you work and operate. And flex your muscles. When you know you're good in a certain way, or you're good in a certain aspect of your DJ capabilities or your sales skills, whatever it is, show them what you're made of. Like me, I know organization's key for me, so this is not something I'm afraid to show them. But
well, I was going to say, a bride that knows you're organized, man, doesn't sound like a bad thing.
No, it's true. It's very true.
That sounds like a win to me, buddy.
That's it.
So,
man.
Actually, like as you're scrolling up, and you touched on it before, like you have the playlists of previous events that you've done. I don't know what your reasoning behind it is, but I also, on my other computer, I also do the same thing. And it's because if I have a Sweet 16 and a girl requests, I don't know, 30 songs, 20 of them are like your typical tracks. Yeah. And then 10 of them are kind of outside the box, but she wants to hear it. I keep that playlist in there for those 10 songs, because that maybe that'll go over at another party, and you don't, it's not, those aren't songs that you'd think of off the top of your head, but based on experience, you have the song right there in front of you.
I mean, that's a perfect explanation. I mean, how many times do you have like a salsa, merengue, bachata sound right, or set that you put together for a wedding, and you're like, oh man, I could use this at this quinceañera. Like it works out well. You can start rotating them in. And that it's a huge thing to save and store, because I got to tell you, in a pinch, I'm thinking like, oh man, Gabriella Sweet 16. I made sure I played a ton of this type of person. Boom, let me use that for this one. They would rock to it. Like it's very, very key to store the things you have also. Last thing I'm going to touch on, then we'll kind of, I don't know where we're at with time, but I'll make sure that we keep it moving. The last thing is mixes. I don't know how many DJs out there feel like they have to pee in a 4-hour period, but I have to do it probably twice in a 4-hour period, minimum. So anytime you have a break in your night, let's say it's a wedding, a Sweet 16, bar mitzvah, if it's a nightlife thing, you have a mix at least 15 minutes long, just in case. I have one for every type of circumstance, just in case. And sometimes there's some nights, man, I know I had something rough to eat that day. I'm like, you know what? I'm not playing any of the songs on this mix, because I'm going to need it at some point. Yeah. It's just, you play it ahead like that.
Too many Trulies, you have to go to the bathroom, whatever it is.
That's it, bro. Truly Lemonade took over, so you have to. But no, honest to God, it's nice to have these kinds of playlists ready to go. Dinner blend, like a lounge mix. I use this one a lot and Chris knows for when I'm introing or getting started with a wedding reception.
Yeah,
I want to make sure.
Did a really good job with that.
Yeah, super groovy stuff. It's a lot of fun. People are singing to it, but it's that feel good. It gets them wanting to dance right away. But then if you're in the middle of the night, you want to play some dinner vibes. You got some dinner blends here, dessert. Even before the reception kicks off, you need something for cocktail hour. God forbid, I always either have a laptop, an iPad, or something to back up, just in case, God forbid, this thing goes down. And what I'll do, I'll put all these mixes onto like either the iPad or the backup laptop, and I'll make sure I play one of these during, God forbid, something happens. I had one time I did an update on my Serato, and it didn't link up with the mixer, so I didn't download the right drivers, and 3.5 hours of that party, I could not get it to work. Guess what I did? You're looking at it. This saved me. I didn't have to refund them. They gave us a 5-star review, and that's because I had all this stuff ready just in case my life fell apart.
That's awesome.
So it's key to have these kinds of mixes. You could get them on Crooklyn Clan. Yeah, even like I
think they actually label them piss break or pee break, and
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they are.
So they're there for it. But yeah, utilize tools like that. I put together my own. If you even want some from me, I'll put together a bunch, and just let me know what kind of genre you need or what you're thinking of. I'll put it together. I'll send it to you. Just leave your email in the DM. Let me know.
Cool. Awesome. That's great stuff, Vin.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, thanks, guys.